Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Wednesday, March 20th, 2013. Well, the market was pretty flat to maybe a little bit negative yesterday. Today, it looks like as though it's going to open up a tad. Let's take a look at the VIX real quick, since that's pretty much what we're interested in. It had a big up day on the VIX yesterday, so injected a little bit of volatility into the market for us people that like to sell premium, and that is a good thing. And nothing else is really all that surprising. Gold actually has ticked up above 1600, so that's kind of a good sign. Silver's still trying to get above 30, and oil is around 93. Pretty typical for oil lately anyway. Gas prices are not following oil, because I've seen them go 20 to 25 cents here in the States in just one day for no apparent reason. So there's something else going on there. It's just highly volatile. You never know what it's going to do, basically. Let's take a look at announcements for today. Housing starts was a little bit above expectations yesterday. Today, Uncle Ben and team is on the agenda, and those could have market moving effects. Possibly not in tomorrow's jobless claims, and there's really nothing happening on Friday. Alright, we can move on from that. Alright, and you may have noticed, if you've subscribed to my YouTube channel, that I posted a video last night on another insurance policy that I bought, and that was on the Qs, and that was a sizable amount of lots that I got on that. That was a total of 50, and it's right down at 50 on the Qs. And if we look at a chart on the Qs, I need to add that to my in play also. But just as a recap, this particular insurance policy expires in May, but it's rollable because I picked July as the back month. So if I wanted to stick with monthlies, I could roll to June, or I could roll as weeklies. We'll just have to see how it works out, and that could be interesting for anybody who's into calendars and likes to roll, or rock and roll, I guess you could say. But from a chart perspective, anywhere in between these two lines between now and May is going to be profitable. So if it does pull back, and let's just zoom in just a little bit here. So if we do get a pullback down to this area, and volatility increases like it did here, and here I have historic volatility on the Qs, pretty high compared to this. We're at 1.13 now, and actually moves up to 0.3, so that's 3 times higher for historic volatility, not for implied volatility. But if you were to draw some sort of parallel there, it could go up significantly, and it usually does on the Qs, because there are more volatile stocks in that index, and that trade on that particular exchange. And we're looking at what possibly might be a head and shoulders here. So it could be interesting as this forms. So that's enough about that one. You can watch the video for more details. Rest of the trades, the profit tent portfolio yesterday just kind of sat there and pulled in a couple bucks, nothing really fancy or anything. Baidu is the one that I'm a little concerned about there. We'll take a look at that chart. Baidu did open up, a little bit higher than the close the previous day, but it continues its downtrend here. So just keeping an eye on that one. I still have an alert at 80.50, and if it gets down to there, I'll have to make some sort of decision, and I will let you know what the decision is. Over here on the spread account, which is I have my 2 insurance policies in here, and on Chipotle, a little bit of a concern there too because it's in the money right now. But this was again one of those 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio plays that I did on this that's going to expire this Friday. So hopefully that one will move back up above the 320 level here and finish successfully and profitably. And that is it. So we can just swing right over to the A+ list, which is where we are at right now, and take a look at Apple. Apple continues its march up. I was going to look at it yesterday for a 20 delta bull put, and I didn't have an alert on it, but I did take a look at it and I saw it was pulling back, so I just took a pass on it. Still on my notes to take a look at it today, so I still might do that, and probably with a normal monthly expiration or a couple weeks out. If we look at the Analyze tab, I did have this 425 set up here, and it was going to pull in 90 cents yesterday, and it's still pulling in 90 cents even though Apple pulled back a little bit. So it's still a possibility, and I think I'm going to lock that price right now and see if I missed an opportunity or not. Yes. Okay, Amazon. We have an iron condor on there. We're a little bit on the cold side for Delta. There's some downside risk here on Amazon as well as Baidu. Is there anything? This is pretty ugly right here. It's very ugly. Might have to start worrying about that one too. We'll see what today brings us. But there are no, at the moment, because this tipped over here, this 50 MA tipped over, there is no opportunity here at all until it decides whether it's going to establish a new trend, changing the trend direction, either up or down. So let's wait and see on that one. Baidu actually looks a little bit better than Amazon if looking at it from this perspective. Is there a trade opportunity here? We have a downtrend, and we have stochastic down here, and on the weekly we have also a downtrend, but no entries showing up there. CF also, we're a little bit up on this one for the Profit 10 portfolio. Let me spread this out a little bit. So that one's looking okay for right now. Is there a spread trade? Too flat. So there's nothing there. Chipotle. Uncheck that. This is the one that I mentioned that we're in the money on, and we're hopeful that this will pop above the 320 level, but we may be coming down for another possible entry on this. So far we've been doing okay. Let's put another target in here. And we'll see how that plays out. Salesforce.com. Well, this alert, I believe, here is no longer valid. The moving average is starting to flatten out a little bit, and we may have a trend reversal. At this level, it's no longer valid, but I'm still going to move this down a tad, and we'll see if we can get this to come back. It may be coming in here. It has filled the gap more or less if you look at the gap from this high, but it may just be coming down to fill this gap between here and here. But that's all relative, and I'm not sure I really believe in that kind of stuff. I think a lot of people like to talk about that, and I'm not sure it really applies to anything. Google, we were looking for a trade here on this one. Did I have an alert on that? I don't remember having an alert on Google. This would have been way back here. I don't know. I may have had an alert on it because it certainly would have gone off yesterday. I would have put an alert here, but I didn't make a note of it, and I have a history of alerts on my phone from text messages. I just don't have my phone with me right now. And a lot going on in this guy's life right now, and I don't remember everything that I was tentatively playing with, so I would have to go back and look at a video or look at my text messages on my phone. Unfortunately, Thinkorswim does not keep a history of, it doesn't let you know all the alerts that have gone off over a certain period of time, to the best of my knowledge. So if anybody knows about that, just make a comment or send me an email and let me know if it is possible to do that. Because when I go over here to Market Watch, I don't see anything that says like all alerts and working only. It's just once midnight hits, they're cleared out. So the ones that triggered, not seeing them. Okay, back over here. MasterCard. Boy, it sure flattened out here, and it sure seems to be taking a digger. I think the banks are getting hit bad because of the Cyprus thing. There's a little bit of worry out there that the government basically might leave them high and dry. Netflix, still in an uptrend, but definitely consolidating. Possible entry point here. But everything's heading down here. This is a little bit of a worry. When I look, for confirmation over here on the weekly chart, momentum is coming out of it. And I had them down here. I did get a trigger on them. Yesterday. It was below. Yeah. 183. Is that right? That could be. There might be a 20 delta in the future on this too, so I will make a note. Well, I do have them on my notes, so I might be taking a look at this one for a 20 delta today. And what would I do? Possibly Netflix. Alright, I was messing around with some stuff on this. 175. Oops. And we'll get rid of these. Alright, the Iron Condor is doing sweet. About a 20 delta with normal expiration. Normal expiration. 20 delta. We don't want all here. We want like maybe 24. Okay, 20 delta would be... Oh, I'm looking Looking on the call side now. Looking for a bear call with a delta of 20. Here's one at 19. And we would get 72 cents for that. And that would be at 205. If you look at the chart, 205, it's never ever been even close to that. So if we could move that down to 200, hasn't hit 200, psychological barrier, you could say, and make this 205. That would give us 97 cents. Let me lock that. So we'll take a look at that today. We might get in on that one. Price line. Well, our alert did not trigger. So I will slide this down to there, just below the high, or not the high, but the open, and see if we do get a trigger on that. Still confident on Priceline. And finally, Panera. Let's see here. What do we got going on here? Let's take a look at Iron Condor is doing very well on Panera. It's cooperating very nicely. Really, it's too flat for any directional trade right now. Could do an Iron Condor on it in my spread account, but I'm not going to jump in on anything similar to what I already have. And it would effectively be adding to an existing position, and I don't generally, as a rule, don't do that. All right, so that's it for today, fellow option traders. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.